Let's see, people have joined. Welcome back. Let me know if you can see me, hear me, and everything seems fine. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Gameweek 1 Deadline Stream. Let me see if I can view your comments. There's none as of now. So maybe that's why. But yeah, hello for everyone who's joining. Yep. Can you hear me, see me? Guys, comment if you can. This is the only way I can understand and know that you guys can visually see me and hear me. Hi, Jake. Hi, Shantanu. Welcome back to everyone as well. We're continuing at least one stream at the start of the season at this point. We're at that run rate, but at least we are doing this one. So, how are your teams looking? I have my team lined up. I have the benching order, the game week odds. I think we should start with the game week odds and pretty much essential things lined up. So, how are they looking? How's the team looking for you guys? What is the meta that you've set up and chosen? Is my voice better now? I think it's better now. I was on a different mic. Let me know if this is better in terms of voice quality. It should be. Now switch to my mic now. If it's better, let me know. If it's loud, let me know. If it's just bad, let me know as well. Voice is good. That seems nice. So, how are your teams looking, guys? I'm pretty set on my team. I've done my entire research, watched almost all preseason games and highlights. I'm pretty confident and set on who to buy and who I'm looking for. Even in terms of expectations from this game, we are pretty set for me. Hi, Satrik. Yes. Hi, Prithvi. Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you guys again and good to be back too. So, any deadline day questions, any deadline in dilemmas that we can discuss? Kshitij then is sent in his team. Finally, one team at the start of it is Sanchez, Bisaka, Van de Ven, 8 Nuri, Gabriel, Matoma, Palmer, Sala, Saka, Pedro, Sesko. I don't think Sesko starts the first one, even though Amorim has said in his press conference. I think it's more of a bait to Arteta and him really starting. So you can switch that. Try to get to Watkins, and I think the 6 million defender setup is also not that great. Another improvement, I would go Jorginho Rutters over Mitoma for sure. I think I've seen him in the preseason enough. He's a genuinely good striker of the ball, and he converts those low XG chances as well. So he could haul in places where you don't expect him to. So I think I would go there. So three changes there. It Dewsbury Hall real hype real. I think he's real. He's for even for odds. The market odds has had him earlier at 17% for any time score on assist, and now they've bumped him up to 32%, and he's genuinely looking good. Four chances created the last time. The only time he might play slightly deeper is when McNeil starts, but then also he's really good for DEFCON points. Otherwise, I think he will is on set pieces too, and will do genuinely good. Sesko won't start from an FPL point of view this game week. I don't expect him to. Going ahead, I really want to watch. I think he'll make United much better. He allows those long over the top balls and sort of enables those fast counter attacks that United genuinely missed out to. So I think that's a good addition. I think he will enable United to a lot more versatility in attack. Salzburgo, Van Bissaka, De Cooper, Tijani Reinders, Endai, Salapalmer, uh, PM and greater than SAR. I'm not sure what Haaland, Pedro, and SAR. Okay. Um, I have Kelleher, Gui, Ronaldo, Steve, and worry that my bench is bad. Okay, yeah, that's because it's an heavy sort of midfield, and you've Haaland as well. It's bound to happen. It's fair to have that midfield. Maybe to improve your bench, you can go Dewsbury Hall over and I think there won't be much difference in points, especially apart from penalties. So you can do that move, strengthen your bench slightly, or maybe just get the bench boost chip out of the way, so that then you can pull all of your funds into the midfield and attack pool. Is Frimpong good? I think he's good for attacking returns. He's absolutely great. I've seen him play. He looks solid on that wing. So yeah, I do expect him to do well. Sar is a good pick. I like him over Kudus. Honestly, I like him over Kudus. I think he's very nailed for those two bonus points from Defcons. I think he'll be there. And he has the odd knack of scoring goals as well. So I think he can be very useful. He at 5 million, he is genuinely a good pick. Ansh sent his team. Looks good. Anderson, Mateta, Watkins, Mark Gui, and Dias. It's pretty standard. Uh, Nothing against it. It looks totally fine. I think it's a good team. Bruno, Larson, Dewsbury Hall, Neko, or Endaya, Pedro, Reinders, and Virgil van Dijk. Oof. I think I like the Bruno, Larson, Dewsbury Hall, Neko. I think it's an equally good team. The better option is Endaya. He's more expensive, and the only reason he's better is on penalty. So that really factors in a lot of points when you look at it. For value purposes, Dewsbury obviously justifies the 5 million bracket mark. He will get those odd assists. At times the defcon points too, so at 5 million he justifies the price. But if you're looking for more upside, I think Endaya with the penalties has more upside. Aid Nouri is the best City defender to get. Guardiol was injured, so Guardiol won't start. Aid Nouri is most likely nailed to start. He will play much more attacking as well, so he's a good defender to buy. What's my team like? Yes, glad you asked. Glad someone asked that. Here's my team. No time waste on that. My team is Sels, Dubravka, Milenkovic, Anderson, Pedro Porro, Rodon, Dorgu, Reinders, Salah, Rogers, Palmer, Wirtz, Jao Pedro, Watkins, and Mark Gui. I was earlier on Ndaye instead of Rogers, and I had in defense Neko Williams, and uh, Dorgu was upgraded as well to Tarkowski. Since the injuries to Everton, I've downgraded Tarkowski to Dorgu, upgraded Neko Williams to Milenkovic, and used the extra point 5 for Rogers. I already had that, but I just updated that as well. Prithvi sent in his team. I think Thiago. If you can get the point 5, I really like Larson over Thiago personally. I haven't seen Brentford attack. I've seen their preseason games as well. They just don't look like a team who can click a lot of passes and attack very well. It is not the Thomas Frank team. I genuinely rather believe in the Wolves side and Strand Larson. He's been really good last season too. Nitin has sent in his team. Salah, Saka, Wirtz, Watkins, Pedro. Looks like a good team. I think the 2 5 million. It's Anderson. If it's Anderson in his defense, I think it's good. I think that's the midfield 5. Pickford starting. I wouldn't really have too much hope on Pickford. He's slightly more expensive. I think there are better keepers at a cheaper price as well. So you can consider downgrading him. South Africa sent in his team. Jao, Watkins, Margui, Salah, Bruno, Anderson. He's gone the Bruno over Wirtz situation with Frimpong in defense. I think it's a good team. Sells as well. Double down on the Nottingham Forest defense. I think it's a good team. I like Reinders more because he's more in terms of upside. He's massively involved in goal scoring and shooting around the box. I think that's the upside you have with him. If you want someone who'll get you consistent 2 points game in and out, Anderson is the guy. He'll most likely reach the 4 point mark, but more or less he will never cross it as well. So that's this is his floor and baseline is pretty much the same. With Reinders, you can reach the 4 point and also can score a goal or an assist. So that's also an upside that you can pick for. If you're picking Anderson or Reinders, I might as well pick Sar or Dewsbury Hall at a cheaper price over Anderson as well. I think they have similar output but more upside than Anderson. Milenkovic or Murillo? Murillo is the better one. I've seen a lot of thread and data on him being the better one in terms of bonus point and Milenkovic overperforming. The only reason I have Milenkovic is I like the upside of a goal threat, which Murillo does not perform. If you want someone with consistent points, better bonus shout, and Defcons, I think it's Murillo. If I had to recommend someone, I'm going go Murillo. I'm going Milenkovic because of the upside. I like my player to have that goal thread in a game. I like to watch the game from that perspective. So that's why I'm going Milenkovic. Is Kelleher going to start? I think he'll start. He's been training for a while. He's been trained. He's trained 2 times in the as far as I've read. So he should be good to start. There's no reason for him not to start, given that he's trained. Reinders is an upside pick. Tejani was really good in last year in the Serie A in AC Milan. He's been really, really crucial for them. Was top 10 for number of shots taken in that entire league. So you understand that a 5 million midfielder then having such stats playing for Man City, who's going to go in the advanced roles in the zone 14 roles, will be crucial for them and will sort of make those late runs into the box. I believe so. He will make those late runs in the box and can be sort of explosive. The upside is good with him. Who are you benching? My starting 11 looks like Sels, Milankovic, Poro, and Anderson. Those are my start back four, or sort of the defensive side of things. I'm starting everyone in my midfield, and Gohi goes on to my bench. So with Pedro and Watkins, that's my up two. Yes, there is reason for the KDH hype. I think his assessed potential and DEFCONs is the reason, and he's just 5 million. If at the 5 million price point, I would go Sar first and Dewsbury Hall second. I wouldn't consider anybody else. I do trust Frimpong. I just don't want him. I just don't trust the Liverpool defense as such. I think apart from a couple of games, they will concede against the sides which can attack. They looked really shaky in preseason, and I just don't want to go the 6 million mark at this point. I think Munoz is good. He's sort of a Crystal Palace midfielder as in a defender. So when you're buying him, uh, don't look at the bad fixtures in terms of rotation. I think you play him in and out. That's sort of a good point of view to have him, and I think he's really good for most attacking returns and defcons as well. I think amongst defenders, he's probably the most attacking, even more than Frimpong, I believe. Is your team locked in? Yeah, I'm not making any changes. This is my team. No last minute changes. This is what I believe in this time. My captain is going to be Salah. And I plus Bruno or Wirtz plus Rogers. I like Wirtz plus Rogers more. And the reason I put it on the members group chat as well with Wirtz is that the instant gratification with Wirtz this game week is going to be high, because one, Bournemouth were one of the teams which considered almost 12 plus corners on an average each game, and Wirtz is on corners for Liverpool this time. So apart from the open play threat, he has also got that set piece threat in this particular game. So when you're buying a player and if you're at a great start in FPL game week one, your player assists or scores, the gratification is nice, and I want to have part of this. Even long run, I think he'll take more shots and be more involved in the team as the team progresses game by game. KDH over Ndai, I wouldn't recommend. If you don't have, if you want those funds, go there. But if it's like, if KDH is your fifth midfielder, then go there. Don't make him your fourth midfielder, is what I would suggest. Anderson to Vanderven, who to bench, have Poro. I'll keep Anderson and bench him, play Poro. Don't double up on the Tottenham defense, because the first 3-4 games are okay. Beyond that, they're very shaky. So the plan with Poro for me is also that game week 3 or 4, I will switch Poro to Munoz. That is why he's there as a placeholder. If you're going Vanderven, then the switch would become automatically Vanderven to Richards in that team. Thanks, Joel. Good luck to you as well. What are the clean sheet odds for Chelsea for the first few games? Debating between Sels and Sanchez. I think clean sheet odds, Chelsea have a better clean sheet odds. If I have to look up right now, let me see. I have Rob T's page open on my Twitter. Let's see, what are the projections for game week 1 to 6 clean sheet projections. Chelsea on average have 1.9 clean sheets per game. 1.9 clean sheets overall. So that's like 34% in the first game, 37 in the second game. Then the next 3 games, they're below 30. So I don't expect a clean sheet there game before and 5. It's also, and those are, and the teams that Chelsea play in terms of West Ham, Fulham, these are teams that Chelsea have conceded goals in the past, and I do expect them to concede. I don't think they will be games where they just don't concede. Chelsea do have a knack, and these are all like derbies at the end of the day. Brentford, I think, is going to be clean sheet. United, again, we have generally conceded, even though we've snatched a win, we've conceded goals. So I expect that trend to continue. Is Dorgu nailed? Yes, he's nailed. There's no risk, in my opinion. Sanchez, Dubravka, Neko, Tosin. Just about Tosin, for people who are interested in the Chelsea defense, Maresca has openly said they're looking for a centre back in the market if possible for Champions League. So beware if you're going for Tosin. Van de Ven, Esteve, Van Bissaka, Bruno Wirtz, Reinders, Salah, Sar, Goi, Haaland, Pedro. I think it's a good team. With the double up that you have with Salah and Haaland, it's a very balanced team. I think I would stick to it. Saka, Palmer, Salah, three premium mids is good or not? I think it's worth it. With Saka, it's kind of mixed fixtures. That's the problem. I think he will click even this game. I think he can get an assist, and the next game is really good for captaincy as well. It's not a bad to have three premium setup, especially with Saka. You mean, yes, Papa Mate Sar from Tottenham for 5 million. Yes, that's right. Double Villa is a good bet. They have actually good odds. So the reason I switched from Entire to Rogers is last night I was checking market odds again, because generally when fitness news comes in, the market odds bump those betting odds accordingly so that people don't make money. Rogers went from 22 to 23% to 41% for a goal or assist this game week, and even his next couple of projections are looking good, which does make me believe. And Newcastle are sort of not settled as well, so that does make me believe that this game is a good one to start with. And if something goes wrong, it's also a price point where I can downgrade to other options like SAR. If I don't want SAR, if I want to go Rutters, I can go down there. So money wouldn't be a problem, which is why I'm starting with Rogers. And given the odd for a goal or assist is 41%, I think it's a good odd to start with. I mean, it's a fair, logical bet to take. Poro versus Murillo versus Kuku. Pick two. If I had to pick two, long term, Murillo versus Poro. Murillo and Poro, not versus. Yeah. Is Reece James a good choice? I think he'll start for sure. Attacking wise, is kind of tough because he's been given the role either to stick out wide, sometimes cut back and not whip in crosses as well, and sometimes he's tucking into the midfield more. So, as an attacking point of view, go Cucurella. I think he's more in the box as a striker, like Alonso used to play. He's doing exactly the same role. He's just not as good as a striker and finisher like Alonso, but he's doing the exact same positioning and role. Dorgo or Anderson, and then in place of Tosin, is there any 4.5? If I have to go 4.5, my first choice is Anderson. Stable, definitely good for baseline DEFCON points. So every game you can expect 4 points. Second would be Dorgo. I think the upside is there. Same like Diouf. Diouf has a slightly tougher fixture run, and Dorgo's gets better. Eventually, if you can rotate him with someone like an Steve or Rodon, it gets better down the line. I think Dorgo then becomes a more long-term option. Dubravka is first choice. Is it worth downgrading Murillo to Nico for upgrading 4.5 keeper to Sanchez or Cells? I think you can, given the fact that if you're going the clean sheet odds and that way with Cells, especially if you're doubling down on the defense, I think you can. It's a fair it's a fair move to make. Even Ilsel plus Endai or Stan Larson versus plus Rogers. I would do it's not really a fair comparison. Even Ilson does not have that fixtures or form. Uh, Between Enda and Rogers, I prefer Rogers. And if you want to go Strand Larson alongside it, very well, you can go there. Fulkirk is good to start. I think he's kind of the underrated forward pick here. It's because his second, third game week are mixed up, and beyond that, again, the fixture run is not that prominent. But I think he's good for the start. Is Livramento good? He will start, that's for sure. But I wouldn't really invest in him. Murillo versus Milankovic. Murillo is better. If I had to recommend it to you guys, he's better. I've given the explanation for Milankovic. I like someone who's more attacking threat. I like to watch the game that way, so I've picked him. Bruno versus Pedro or Palmer versus Fulkirk. I would go Palmer. I would go Palmer versus Fulkirk because two penalty takers that way, and Palmer is just more route to points. Pedro will get subbed off as well. Bench boost is good to go whenever you have a playing 15. Go for it. I don't think you need to hesitate. With two bench boost chips, there's no point hesitating. Performing as same as Gundogan, I don't think him Reinders as a rotation risk. I do think he'll perform as Gundogan. Yes, this game week I think both of them will start, so the role is very unclear. Waiting to see how the game pans out. Solanke is in 100% fit. If he was fit, he would have been playing more minutes against PSG when they needed it. They bought him only for the penalty shootout, and he is praised. Thomas Frank has praised Richarlison a lot, so I'm not sure if Solanke will directly start. He'll probably get minutes around 30, 35, but he'll not start. So that's the problem there. D. Cooper is a good pick too. If you're going for him, go for it. The upside is obviously goal threat. Baseline defensive contribution is kind of mixed, and clean sheet odds are not that great. So Brighton are pretty much middling in terms of clean sheet odds. If I look at Brighton, they're 14th for the first 6 games, so not really high clean sheet odds for them. With two 7.5 forwards, how do you move to Isaac or Haaland? Then downgrade Palmer. When I move, if I'm looking at the move, my first thought is if I have to go Haaland, I'll downgrade Palmer to a Sar or someone around the 6 million price point, and then upgrade either Watkins easily or Pedro, depending on how I want it. That's also why I have Rogers. So let's say if Haaland is banging goals right, left, center, and I want to make the switch, it Wirtz downgrade to a 4.5. Uh, Actually, Palmer down to someone in the 6 million bracket easily upgrades Watkins to Haaland for me. So that's an easy move. You get both. You get to keep the Chelsea attacker as well, have a pace and skin in the game with the Aston Villa attack too. Sar and Dewsbury Hall. Sar is better. I feel Sar has more consistent points. And Dyer or Kudus, I'm not very fond of Kudus. It's just the first game and the game week 3 fixture. Apart from that, the fixtures are tough. And the problem is that I saw the game versus PSG. He's making, so Tottenham are doing the same Brentford strategy where they're putting balls into spaces on the flanks and Kudus is running behind it. One, it takes up too much of his energy. Two, he's always on the flank. He's always hugging the touchline. So from there to drive inside and take a shot is rare off. And Poro has been given the responsibility to make underlap runs. So he's most likely going to put a pass first to Poro. So the route for points for him is just not that much. If he miraculously scores, good, but I don't think that is a consistent output. I wouldn't go Kudus. I'm not at all confident there. Nico and Rogers versus Milankovic and Ndai. I would go Nico and Rogers. Murillo, KDH, or Williams Reinder. Um, ooh, that's a tough one. If you want to go the upside, I think Reinders is the pick, but Murillo just actually compensates more in terms of points. So KDH Murillo seems like more balanced long term. If you're someone who wants to pick the fun upside pick, Reinders fine. Reinders is going to be like 2 points, someday 6 points, then 2 points again, then a streak of eight, like couple of 8 points, then a streak of 2 points. It's not going to be consistently 4 points like other 5 million options available there. For upside, 5.5 Reinders, Tijani Reinders is the upside pick. 7.5 at that price point. I would still, there are two options. I would go Rogers. If not, I would go Giorgio Rutters. I'm not sure if that's is Giorgio or I'm butchering his pronunciation. Like, let me check. I think that guy is to Rutters. Yeah, Giorgino. I'm not butchering him that now. But yeah, he's the upside pick too from Brighton. I've seen his game, low XG shots, but good at points. Words or Gakpo words? Sells or Sanchez? Sanchez safer. Sells good for the first six. Sanchez slightly long term. Do you think you have to have Haaland or Salah in your team? 100%. Have one of them. They are the highest point scoring sort of potential assets. Easier to captain. So when you don't have an obvious captain option, they're good fallback guys, have penalties. Play for the best two teams in the league. So definitely easy to have them. Anderson or Rodon to start? Anderson. Is it worth downgrading Tarkowski to get Rogers instead of Enda? Yes, I think it is. I did the exact same thing, to be honest, because with the defensive injuries with Brandford, Milenkovic, the Everton defense will slightly dampen a bit. I think first game Leeds away. Leeds crowd is generally thriving. Leeds will go out to put out a show. They will try to score. Even if they concede like 5, they will try to score that one. That's how they play. So I think clean sheet odds slightly dampen for them. Nico Williams or Milenkovic? I like Milenkovic more goal threat. Is Van der Ven and Poro a good start to the season? Both is slightly overcommitting, and the problem is post game week 3 for people who are watching content and content creators. Everyone has this plan that post game week 3 they'll switch Poro to a Munoz, Van der Ven to a Richards. So having both of them is like committing two moves to that sort of setup. Have one of them, and the setup is then easy to switch away from. Sar from Spurs or Dorgo for this game week? Sar, I think. Is Rutter supposed to play as number 9 or second striker? Number 9. He's going to start up top. He's out of position number 9 and he's inside the box a lot. Evanilson, Tarkowski and Rogers or Wood, O'Brien and Semenyo. I like the first setup. Tarkowski, Evanilson, Rogers. Sar versus Dorgu for this game. I answered that. Wirtz, Fulkerg or Rogers and Pedro. Oh, it's kind of very different gravy. I would want you to try get Wirtz and Jao Pedro. If you have, let's say, Haaland or someone, then I think Wirtz is better to start with. He's more expensive. If you have Palmer as well, Jao Pedro sort of gets covered. And let's say it really depends on your overall team, Farzid. If you can send me your team, I could recommend you better. Pinnock, avoid the Brentford defense. The only good option is Kelleher. If you want the piece of that, go Kelleher. Bruno Sasaka. Bruno, I think Bruno with the fixtures is slightly better. He's got penalties too. Saka is pretty dicey. Who will take penalties? Dorgo or Van de Ven for long term? Dorgo. Van de Ven again. The exit strategy is game week 3. But Dorgo, you can keep him for longer. Steve or Rodon. For me, Steve was earlier an option. I like Rodon more now because it rotates well with Anderson, Dorgu. So I have those three, so I'm going with it. He's got goals and he's nailed. Steve is better for DEFCON. So if you want someone who, if you randomly play or get subbed on but is likely to get 4 points, Steve is better. CBCAS is an avoid. Just Farzid, just type it down. Type down your players. I can read it out from the chat. Why playing Anderson for just 1 week? No, it's not just for 1 week. I'm going to keep him for longer. Dorgo or Anderson to start game week 1? I would start Anderson. Chelsea lineup for this season: Pedro as primary striker, Delap and Pedro both starting. I think Pedro will start more often, at least at the start of the season. As Champions Leagues approaches, when we have tougher games, you can see Delap starting as well. But I expect Pedro to not play over 60 minutes at any given point. Even at the 50-55 minute mark, you can see him. So if we are 2 up at 55-minute mark, you can see him coming off. Goodmundson versus Rodon. I think Goodmundson is better for goal threat, but Rodon is baseline better for defcons. That's why I've gone there. And is a good pick. He's a nice pick. I wouldn't say really good pick, but he's a nice pick. Van Bissaka versus Anderson. I like Anderson. Baseline defcons good. Van Bissaka is good for the first part. Anderson is more long term strategy. So I'm going with the long term part here. Word Salah, Bruno, Palmer, Reinders. Rate this midfield. I absolutely like it. Good, strong 5 guys with the upside differential of Reinders. Great pick. Gakpo is good. Don't consider him as a replacement to Salah or Wirtz. I don't think he'll cover them, but good to start with. Fair if you don't have the funds if you're buying someone there. Parth Pawar has sent his team. He's got Watkins, Gui, Strand Larson, Anderson, Palmer, Bruno, Salah, and he's got defense with Sanchez, Porro, and Murillo. Good team. Again, obviously made the downgrade from Pedro to Strand to accommodate Bruno and other upgrades. I think it's fine. Over Anderson in midfield, I would consider Reinders or Sar or maybe Dewsbury Hall. So if you go Dewsbury Hall, maybe you could go and die to Rogers as well. So consider those options. If you're not going Dewsbury Hall, then Anderson to Reinders would give you an upside differential pick there. Haaland and Salah captaincy. Salah, I think it's good. Farzid has sent in his team. Cells, Diouf, Porro, Williams, Esteve. That's the back five and Richard. Bruno, Salah, Palmer, Reinders, Rogers, Pedro, Watkins, Gui. How do I get Wirtz here? Bruno instead of Bruno. I think if you want Wirtz, let go of Bruno. That's the obvious option. If you want Bruno, then it's okay. Keep Wirtz aside. That's not bad an idea. I think Bruno can compensate. I just like, as I explained, the gratification with Wirtz is going to be higher. Will Doku start? I expect him to start given the lack of options. Grealish is not there. He'll start. 5 million defender suggestion. At 5 million, I think Neko Williams is probably the standout. If I have to look at other options at 5 million, I have to. Let's look at defenders. Let's look at 5 million. Yeah, I think at 5 million, what stands out is Neko Williams. Leclerc is also there from Crystal Palace, but at 5 million, I would still prefer Neko Williams. My differential pick is Reinders. I think he's the differential guy in my team. 4 million defenders, either go Rodon from Leeds, go ST from Burnley. Those are the top two. Ronaldo from Sunderland is also good if you have to go third, if you want to consider Sunderland. I have no United assets to start with. I don't think they will do well. I think they'll do good, but even I have only one. I have some skin in the game. You think Sanchez is safe from rotation? Yeah, I think it is. If there are rumors of a keeper getting linked to us, which I don't think we are, I think Chelsea will prioritize Xavi Simons as one, then looking at the centre back because Colville is out. He's sort of very essential. So I don't think keeper will be prioritized this window. Kudus or Rogers? No, I think Rogers better. Parag sent in his team, pick two of Gakpo, Words, and Ekitike. If I have to pick two, I would pick Words and Ekitike. Your Rodon is a good pick. Any other than Neko, I have it. Uh, Maybe go for a 4.5 instead. Save the point 0.5. There are more 4.5 options. There is no 5.5 million strike defender which stands out, to be honest. At 4.5, there are options. So you can go by that. Yeah, 5 million options are not that great. Just don't. Maybe, yeah. Nothing worth that you should go for this. Maybe go for a 4.5, save the funds. Is Richards good rotating defender with Diouf? Yeah, I think the rotation works very well, and he's good to start for sure. Let me see if we have any team news. Frimpong starts, so for people who are interested, Frimpong will start. That's good to see. Dexter is sent in his team. He's got a 4-3-3 setup with Salah and Haaland, one cheap defender, rotation heavy at attack, mid and light defense. Wildcard was, yeah, if it backfires, you can always wildcard. I don't think it will necessarily backfire. Ramsey can be switched up. I don't think Ramsey is a great pick. Try switching it up. Atul at 4.5. First preference is Anderson, Diouf, Dorgo is an option, Richards. Those four look good. Konsa is 5 if you want to consider Aston Villa, but those 5 should cover you up for most picks in the game and most sort of good defensive opportunities. Is Bruno not a good pick? I think it's a good pick, but it's not a good start to have. Like it's very apples to orange comparisons. Words and Bruno, it's a very 50-50. Honestly, you have to pick your poison and just continue with it. I think both. There is not much when you look at the first 10 game weeks for expected points. There's only 8 points of difference, so it's not that much. In Nuri worth a punt? I think he's worth a punt. He's just too expensive for me. We should just buy centre back with the Garnacho money. Too much obsession with Garnacho. Yeah, that's true. But it does help us playing the 3 cups that we're going to play, maybe 4, if you count EFL as well. But there's a lot of cups to play, so squad depth will help. And we don't have the left winger. Gittins is sort of new and he's young. Garnacho is more Premier League proven as well. Captain choice except Salah, Haaland, and Palmer. I wouldn't go anywhere else. Honestly, if I had to put my neck, maybe Wirtz, but I wouldn't go apart from them. Jokeres punt is fair. I would skip if I have to, but fair if you want to go there. Murillo plus VDV or Poro plus Dioff. I think Murillo versus VDV is better, more long term. Play back three of Poro, Murillo, Nico, or midfield 5 of Bruno, Salah, Palmer, Reinders, and Die. Midfield 5, I think that's a better option, right? Rogers or Ndai? Rogers. I wouldn't go Martinelli. Skip that. Sesko won't start game week 1. That's the problem. I don't think he'll start. He could give in Amorim's comment, but I'm very unsure about it. He's just come to the team. Because of Community Shield, slightly not confident of Salah cap, Haaland cap. Thoughts? I think it's good. I think it's good to start, given the fact that Bournemouth are also that weaker. I expect Liverpool to score goals. Sanchez, Dubravka sent in his team. ATS sent in his team. He's got Larson, Watkins. It's pretty standard. I think it's a good team. No changes needed. Sean sent in his team. If do we have any changes? It looks good. Tarkowski again, debatable. Do you want to go Tarkowski? Can consider Munoz as well, but yeah, good, looking good. Parag has sent in his team. Any changes you would suggest? He's gone without Salah. I think he's got Haaland, Reinders, Rogers, Sar. Gyökeres, I would go Watkins over Gyökeres if I was you. Maybe if you want to go the switch next game week after watching him play against United, you can do that. So I would go Watkins for sure there. Frimpong starts. That's the only news I have. So that's one bit of news. I would go Salah over Haaland this game week. Best Tarkowski replacement with 5 million in the bank. With 5 million in the bank, if you have just 5, Neko Williams, I think if you have Neko as well, downgrade to an Anderson or Dolgo. That's what I did. So you can then upgrade your Neko to Milenkovic or Murillo. It's exactly same situation. So I used the funds there. We're almost there. Set your team, guys. I'm also checking my team. Just give me a second. Till then, if you've enjoyed the stream so far, we've got about 52, 54 people watching. Please hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Uh, we've been doing bad in terms of live stream continuity. But please subscribe. Given the content we've given on Instagram for preseason, I hope you guys liked it. Please hit the subscribe and like button. Sort of appreciate and helps us keep continuing this work. Sels Tosin Shakar or Shaker, I don't know, has sent in his team Sels Tosin Milankovic in Nuri Reinders Neto. Neto is an avoid in my opinion. Can downgrade there. Bowen Haaland. I think that team sort of is very heavily dependent on the low back on the backline and budget midfielders. I would try to get at least Pedro or Palmer. Will help you get that Chelsea piece in place as well. So maybe try getting Palmer or Pedro. Arisha sent in his team has got Frimpong, Gakpo, Palmer, and Dye with Wirtz, Saka, Watkins, Bowen. Have point 0.5. Fair, heavy team without Salah and Haaland. Good luck. You're going without the big boys. I hope it does well. If you have to improve, I would improve and die 100%. I would not keep him. I would sort of try to improve him to Rogers. Who's the most guaranteed? All three. Steve, Rodon, and Ronaldo from Sunderland. All three will start for that price point at 4 million. Okay, let me check my team. I have Salah captain. My final team is Sels, Milenkovic, Anderson, Poro, Reinders, Salah, Rogers, Palmer, Wirtz, Joao Pedro, and Watkins. My bench is Dubravka, Mark, Rodon, and Dorgu. That's my team. Salah captain. I will now check quickly for league lineups and keep checking for Gakpo news as well. Start one of Gui or Stand. Stand. Take a chance even with the City game. I think with so many injuries, take a chance. Start Pepe Mate, Sar or Reinders. Ooh, I would start Sar this game. Actually, Reinders is a good upside pick given the tougher fixture. Go for him. Sar will do well in most games. I know it's Burnley, but there's not then too much control. Can take a chance. I think his defcons could be slightly lower. That's why I'm saying Reinders. Good luck, folks. Yes, set your team, set your captains. The site is prone to crashing a lot of times, so go set it up. I'm trying to see any league lineup if I get something. Dhruv Tiwari has sent in his team. It's Milenkovic, Van Bissaka, Poro, Anderson, Rogers, Palmer, Salah, Wirtz, Reinders, Pedro, Poro, Watkins, Gui. Looks good. Looks really good. I think Dhruv. No changes needed. SNS his name. Rico Lewis looks like he could be going to Forest. Could happen. That's possibility. But for now, the links are very feeble. I would say not very concrete. I couldn't get a better word than feeble. Hey, my thoughts on no Salah draft. He's got in midfield Palmer, Bruno, Saka, Gakpo, Wirtz, Watkins. If you're going no Salah, maybe try Haaland. It's a good team. I think you will struggle for captaincy for most games. That's the problem with that draft. Sanchez and Williams and Kudus or sells Tosin and Rogers. Tosin is not a long-term pick. I think then that is why I would select Sanchez, Williams, and Kudus. If you can replace Tosin with someone else in the 4.5 category, sells Rogers and the 4.5 defender is better. Who to start? Rodon, Anderson, Dorgu. Anderson. Defcon points. Again, even if they concede, he gets those 2 points. Captain Salah or Haaland, I would go Salah. All the best, guys. If you want to take a punt, if you have both, and if you have someone like a Wirtz as well in your team, try captaining Haaland, but I'm going Salah. It's the safer option. Why sells over Sanchez? I want to double down on the Nottingham Forest defense. I think the first 6 games are good. Being a Chelsea fan, I'm not very confident on our defensive assets. Good luck for the season as well. Yes, guys. Strand Larson or Gui? Strand Larson. The Liverpool lineup, Gakpo starts, so that's good. I think it's the exact treated lineup as people have thought it is. There's no change. That's what I see on the Twitter thread so far, and that is it. It is deadline after a really long time. Vote to go heavy on words this early. Yeah, I think it is. But that is it. It is deadline, guys. It's time. Thank you for watching so far, and make sure you hit the like button before you leave, and also subscribe because next time it will remind you that we're doing this. Does Neko Williams has minutes issue? No, he does not have minutes issue. The issue he has is a long term issue. Is that since they're in Champions League, they want to have sort of more they're in the Europa chance. I'm unsure. They want to have sort of a backup and maybe replace him due to rotation for better freshness in the other leagues. So they're looking for someone in the market. Nothing concrete. Since deadline is done, prediction top five, relegation top scorer. Liverpool first. I would go Chelsea second because I'm a fan. Man City third, United fourth, Arsenal fifth, or Arsenal fourth, United fifth. I think United will do good this season. That's my top five. Top scorer, Haaland, hands down. I think he'll be the top scorer. Relegation for me is Leeds, Sunderland, and I think Wolves or Brentford could go down. So either of them. I think Burnley will manage to stay up. Yes, the problem with every game is sometimes the deadlines are at like 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m., and those are like very odd times. I can neither stay up and neither wake up that early. It's like very bad. I think United could be fourth or fifth. If not fourth, maybe fourth is an overstatement. Fifth, I think United can make it to fifth. They have a really good squad, more cohesive, better players. Just more performers in that team now. So I think, yeah, I would go there. I think, yeah, Arsenal fourth, given the fact that they've been more consistent, United fifth. But I think United will do very well this season. General Amorim thoughts. Amorim football again. I've explained my thoughts. The problem is if you don't give him time, he is buying players which are suited to his system, and if you sack him mid-process, then it becomes a very big problem for the next manager because he'll have to sort of rebuild that system, maybe a different system, because nobody really is playing that back three, 3-4-3 sort of formation in world football that often right now. So most likely a new manager will not be adaptable to that system. That's kind of the problem. Overall, looks good. Would you go to Embuemo, Kuna, or Sesko early on? Depends on how they play. I'm most probable to go Sesko because he's an easy switch from Pedro or Watkins. So that's my plan. Yeah, graduated. I'm on. Graduated last year. I graduated from UC Irvine. But yeah, I'll wrap it up actually, because I'm taking too much space of, and some meetings are there as well. It's still a working day here. But yeah, we'll definitely try to catch up on a stream next game week if the timing is not horrendously bad. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure again, leave a like, subscribe that, hit that subscribe button. Really helps me to come back into the stream again. And hopefully you guys have liked the preseason content. We did a really different job this time. The new posts, the new categories, hopefully they worked out really well for you. They're informative. And yeah, the like ratio and everything, the response has been really good. But I hope you guys as well, who's part of the YouTube community, also like that bit as too. Yep, try to cover a lot of things in preseason this time a different way. Okay, on that note, we'll wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining again. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.